Hi, this is James Hahn with Real Life Rosary, and this is a daily meditation for real life. Dan Price is the founder and CEO of Gravity Payments. It's an online payment processing company. In April of this year, Dan decided that he would take a pay cut. I mean, people complain about the president, the founder, the CEO making too much money and everyone else makes nothing. So Dan says, I'm going to fix it. He decided to take a pay cut and pay all of his employees, from the most qualified to the least, from the programmer to the receptionist, across the board. Everyone's going to get $70,000. And the news said, "Oh wow, this is the new model. This is the great thing. He's doing the right thing. This is awesome." But eventually, there were some problems. Many of the employees began to grumble and complain against this new method. Those who had helped Dan build the company, programmers, designers, people who worked long hours to get the company off the ground, said, "This isn't fair. We've done all this work, put in all this time, and you're only paying us the same as somebody you hired last week or a month ago. It's not fair." And so many of them left, and in fact, they're on the verge of bankruptcy now because of their problems. This story should sound very familiar. We have a person who owns a business, goes out and hires employees and tells them what their wage is going to be, needs more people, tells them what their wage is going to be, needs more people, hires them, brings more people on, and at the end of the day, he starts paying the people hired last first. And the people hired first see the people hired last getting a full day's wage. And so they're obviously going, "Oh my goodness, we are going to be rolling in the cash this evening. We're going to be getting some big bucks. Because if they're getting a full day's wage and they only worked an hour, we're going to be rolling in it." And unfortunately for them, they are sorely disappointed when they get exactly what was promised to them. Isn't that what we often do? We focus on the things that we don't get or that we don't have, and instead focus on the things that we think we should get or should have. We're jealous of other people's gifts. We're jealous of other people's property. I mean, that's why there's commandments against that stuff. God knows that's in our hearts. So we get jealous of the things that we don't have instead of focusing on the gifts that we do have. We're very guilty of this. I mean, I know in myself, I've been guilty of this, and people say, "Oh my gosh, well, I have been to church every day. I read the Bible all the time. I pray to the Lord all the time. I'm on the committee at church, and I do everything right, and I don't smoke, and I don't drink, and I don't look at JCPenney catalogs, or I don't do anything wrong." But yet here is this guy who worked for the mafia, and this gal who was a prostitute, and this guy who gambled his family's savings away, and this gal who was embezzled millions, and they have deathbed conversions and enter into the kingdom of God. That's not fair. That's what we want to say. We want to focus on the things that we don't get instead of focusing on the great gift or gifts that other people get. We're kind of like the prodigal son's older brother. We stomp our feet, we stick out our bottom lip, and "I didn't get a party, I didn't get this or that." Losing sight of what joy it is to have your younger brother return, the one we thought was dead who's come back to life. And so in today's gospel of this worker-employee payment schedule, we see folks who are focused more on what they're not getting instead of focusing on what they are getting. We're promised the entire kingdom of heaven. How can we be jealous of anybody for anything? Right? So that's my challenge to you today, is to focus on gifts. What gifts do you see, not in yourself, because you should be thankful for those, but in other people that you can be thankful for? Can you look at another person in your life and say, "My gosh, I love that they have this gift, they have this talent, I love that they're able to do this. God bless them," and not be jealous of it. Be thankful for it. And I'll start today. I want to be thankful this day for the gifts of beauty, wisdom, strength, humility that I see in my wife. And I will admit that there are times that I am very jealous of her patience with the kids. I'm jealous of her strength, her wisdom, and putting up with me. So I see those great gifts in her, and I thank God for those. I thank God for those. And I want to say I love you, Nicole. Happy 15th anniversary. I'm looking forward to the next 50 or 60. God bless you. This is James Hahn with Real Life Rosary and a daily meditation for real life.